Hi guys, good evening. I'm just setting up my system and sharing the link. Let me just open the YouTube on my phone. Sorry. Hi Suraj, hi Uttam, hi Avir. Thank you. It has not arrived yet. It's going to take a couple of weeks. They're backlogged. Hi Greg, hi Sandeep, hi Vijay, hi Krishna. 1 second. Hi. Hi Nehal, hi Special Q, hi Sai. Hi Kalyan bhai, how are you? Long time. So I hope you all had a good weekend. Hi Ashley, hi Chiran. I had a exhaustive one. I'm already tired. Uh, Looking at the market, come on, yes. It's coming to a point where it has to finally decide where it has to go on the weekly as well as on the daily candles. Like if we are able to cross this 45-60 area and hold it, I think we are going up. We're going up and we might even break all-time highs. But if we cannot break this and kind of stuck there, then it will be trouble for us, especially on the tech side to manage it. Hi Jess, hi Satish, hi Charit, hi Venu, hi Honor, hi Natrajan, hi Ali. Good evening, everyone. So this is the list of tickers which I had from Twitter. So out of this BA, I already have it. So I'm going to remove it. Affirm, I have it. Lucid, I have it. Triple Q, I have it. I don't have these stickers, so I'm going to keep them. And I'm going to update my watch list looking at the inside days. If anybody has a scanner on inside weeks, then do let me know. We can run that and see if anything comes out good. From there, inside weeks are like really amazing tickers. And I do just because on my what you call watch list. I do not scan throughout the market. I'm specific on my watch list. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Pradeep. Hi, Mr. Neelaseti. So BA snow, I am long, but I would like to have snow and inside the BA, I'm super positive it's going to break out now. Because I was buying near 188, 187, it never did. Above 195, it's running. So it should go higher from here. All these companies, AL, NCL, CCL, I have some doubts because they depend on the news about Omnicon. If it is not there, then they're good. If it is there, then it's going to be trouble for all these companies. Any other ticker you have in mind which you want to discuss tonight? Do let me know. I'll add them here and we can get started. And once I paste my Zoom link, we can all discuss through them one by one and in detail. All right. So let me get started on my daily analysis. So I'm just looking at ES. ES is coming in this zone. This zone was kind of a benchmark in the past. So as and when it held, we went and hit this resistance line. Right now we have failed it. We have failed it and we are struggling below it. So if we are able to cross it on the higher side, we might again repeat the same thing and hit the trend line on the top. That will be all-time highs again. It's going to be very, very interesting few hours early tomorrow morning, depending on whether we are able to hold 4560 area. Even now, look at the futures. If I increase this, it almost came here, 4560. High was 4559. Almost came here and kind of took a backspace. Dow Jones was lagging behind a lot, so it's going to come a little bit to compensate, because again it's a holiday season and there's not much selling, but there are many things besides Omnicon. It's still to be detected that yes, what's the impact of it. Thank you, Vasu. So I'm going to be very skeptical on this, because if I also draw something like this, and not this one. Let me use proper tools. If I draw a trend line right there on daily, have a trend line right here. So we are coming to a situation where either we're going to break out of this compression, this zone where we have seen some reasonable selling, and if we fail here, if we fail right here, if we fail right here, we will come down and we'll come down much more. This will be very quick meltdown if we break down from this. I don't have any support until and unless I hit 4400. That's about 3% straight line fall that can happen here. So I'm going to be very, very clear. If it doesn't break out 4560, we're going to come here. If we break out of 4560 and well close above it, next target is 4581, which has been a pain point for last 5-6 sessions. If we make a close above it, that will be the close above the trend line. We're going to hit all-time highs. So 4560, 4580, the area which I even mentioned on Friday, is an area which is so much full of resistance. It needs to break out for going up. It needs to break down, go down. And we are in middle of this. Right now, out of all the 4 indexes, Dow Jones is doing good, Russell is doing good, ES is in middle, and NASDAQ is weak. And NASDAQ, all the shorts, Q shorts, or the tech company shorts, which I was taking, they worked out well. And now they are all hitting their targets. So if we get a bounce from them, I would like to see where we are heading from that direction. So right now, if I go back to my sheet and just remove this drawing and drawing, I will buy above 4581. I'm still neutral on that. And I'm definitely short sell below 4560. Stop loss 4581. If you do not want to trade in between 4560, 4581, that is totally fine. Once you change above 456, I'm still giving like 60% chances that we might break 4581 because the Corona and the Omni version, its impact is not as bad as it was anticipated. So I'm gonna just keep this thing in mind. I'm not going to fight, but if it starts to like come in a range 4560, I would not go short. Like if it holds 4560, I would transit myself into the positive direction in the market. We are a little oversold at this time. So if a bounce comes, bounce can be very handy. So let's look at the target. If we break 4581, we're gonna hit 4600 roughly. That's the first target. 4599 and then 4668, which has been the previous resistance for years. If we go short below this, first target I have is 4519 and 4458. I'm still giving it 40% on the shorter side, 60% on the longer side. So any stock, when the market is going down, if it is holding up, try to jump into that stock. If the market is going up and the stock is not moving, get ready to short that stock as soon as market reverses the direction. This is going to be a volatile market unless and until we break out of this 4581, 4560 zone. We need to break out big, we need to break down big just to come out of this. I'm still neutral to short. I will change my stance if we have a closing above 4581. That will rule out all the negatives because that will compensate that yes, we have finally a closing above the trend line, and yes, we have now open sky to go higher. We do not have any kind of what you call resistance during this period. If we are not able to, we have no support in the channel. Then we have triple Q. Triple Q went down and hit its long-term area, the channel support. It did that, it bounced from it and managed to close above this area, which is previous all-time high 382.57. If I show you right here, this was previous 82 all-time high 382.71. 382.71 is now a clear inflection point. If we hold that area, we will bounce. If we lose that area, we're going to come down. So right now, if I have to go long, because market is showing me some strength, so I can go long above 382.70. Again, like I will call this a neutral, 382.70, and this is my previous all-time high. My stop loss will be 380, and the box is 380.37, and my targets will be 388.69, which is 12 EMA, 388.69, and 391.54, which is the Fibonacci. And you may see that tech stocks may not move much as compared to the other stocks. So just keep an eye. Short, definitely. Sell below 38037. If we break this, and the stop loss will be 382.71 in this case, and this can come to 375.79. And this will be an area, because that is 38.2%. This will be an area which should provide reasonable support if we have a dip. If it doesn't, we're going to hit 366. So I'm just keeping 366 in case something goes wrong. Because usually if you lose 61.8 percentage, it's most likely you're gonna hit much more on the downside. Okay, so that's the target. Apple is the main component of ES and triple Q. Apple got rejected right from same trend line, which has seen its rejection like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 times in the past almost 10 months, it has come to this area and it's not able to sustain. And now it's coming towards its 12 EMA and tested 12 EMA. Now, if this 12 EMA is held, that's 160.24, it might bounce. And I was looking for adding Apple around 158 area because I went short from 165 to 158.59 area. Now this has moved up, so I can see if market has to bounce, Apple should provide that kind of support. So I'll just try a neutral stance on Apple, buying it with a stop loss of 160.24. 160.24, and I'm just calling this positive because this was the strongest stock comparatively in the last 1 week to any other ticker. Buy above 161 or 162.40. And target will be this close 165.70 and 167. Yes. And I'm giving it 60% because yes, market is a little volatile, but if market has to move up, this should be the stock which should read the rally. Affirm, I'm still short on Affirm, and it worked out really well even on Friday. Because Affirm is clearly head and shoulders right here. It's clearly head and shoulders. It has started to break down. It closed below the trend line. Now this was the shoulder head. Now it should at least come down here to 93. That is my target. So anytime if you have an opportunity, it goes up, I will simply short this, and I will short it around 114 area because it is volatile. And if market is giving me opportunity, I would like to see this stock coming up and then short about this area. So Affirm, I'm still short, and I'm mentioning head and shoulders, which is head and shoulders. And now I'm more confident on this because it's working as per that. AMD, like AMD, everybody was looking to get AMD at 160s. And I always say, no matter what you do, these EMAs will come in the picture. Look on Friday, it exactly came to that 34 EMA, 140. This zone is high resistance zone. Now you should see not high moves like big volatile moves, but if we can have some good consolidation area in this between the 12 and 34, we might be ready to have a bigger move in it. So I will just take a chance. I will try to add this above 142.86 area if it gets, or above 149, but that's like 4% away. So I'm just taking my chance. My stop loss is 12 EMA, 34 EMA, which is right here, 140.36, 140.36. And I want to do a piercing candle pattern. Look at this line, and this is really important. I'm sure nobody would have tried this. This, you see, close, a high, close, open, tested, open, tested, low. This number is really, really important. So if I have to draw an entry or I have to take a chance, I would like to take a chance right above 146 area with the stop loss of this box. If you get either 141 area, then enter, or above 146. So AMD, I'm positive above 146, keeping a stop loss of 140. 142.86. Target is 149.50. And this area is 152.50, which is a pain point for AMD. And I'm still 60% because it has seen good amount of ease off. Amazon, I said on Friday as well that Amazon has come and tested 33.44. It did that, managed to close above 33.88, which we were talking. So it kind of did its job. It failed from right there, 161, came all the way back to 23. If it bounces and holds 38.89, 33.44 is an excellent support. Like it should bounce from here towards 61, 34.60 area at least. So Amazon, now I'm just marking this as positive. Buy above 33.88, and this could be a really amazing opportunity in Amazon because 33.60 is a support, 34.24, 34.60. If it starts to run, it can run back-to-back days. If it starts, I'm just putting the word if. If it starts to move, it will have back-to-back moves on this. So very interesting, very solid. It has held this in the past 1, 2, 3 times. It should hold it. Otherwise, it can get really, really ugly. Let me just check on what you're saying on ES. ES went down 4541. Yes. So ES came down to 4541. I just saw a message from Nathan. So it came here, tested this. This was the close, 4532, 4533. 4533 will give you a confirmation to go ahead and short. Because I'm preparing these levels for tomorrow 9:30 onwards. But if you really want to do short or go long, you might keep 4533 as your stop loss for shorts, or go long with 4533 at this time. I doubt that this will break at this moment. If it breaks, then it changes the transaction and we are short. Thank you, Jonathan. Mr. Singh, how about 4591 level? Mr. Kulwant, can you give me your question a little bit more clarity, because I don't get it. So this is Amazon. I'm still positive. Again, like this stop loss area, I will not try to jump. No, 33.44 area, not 60. So if it only comes in this area, I'll be looking to go and long in it. If it doesn't, if it breaks 33.44 on Amazon, let me just go to Amazon back. Just completing that. If we break Amazon here, we are in for a very big short game on Amazon. You see, it has 1, 2, third time it broke. It could never recover above this channel with strength. So 1, 2, 3. If we break it, we might come all the down way to 3089 on Amazon. That's why I'm saying 3344 is really, really important. Long-term trend line, it has not broken long-term trend line since COVID. And this is a rectangular area. So if it breaks now, this could be really massive. Like Netflix had the same thing Nvidia had the same thing. They broke out on the higher side and they almost like made $200 each. Amazon, if it breaks down, it can go like $500, $600 in quick. So just keep an eye on 33.44. Then we have AMAT. AMAT is one of the AMAT and MU. Both are really strong as compared to any other stocks. Again, they're getting rejected this with 150.68. It came here. This is bearish engulfing, but it managed to close. So if it holds 142, it's okay. If it breaks 142, it's going to go down. So I'm going to try to add around 142 with a stop loss of 137. It's a 5-point stop loss and I'm looking for 150 if market supports. So I'm not going to rush it to short it, but I will try to buy the dip on AMAT. So AMAT, I'm going to say neutral and buy the dip. I do not post buy the dip for all the stocks, but in some cases where it is an opportunity, yes, I would like to do that. Because AMAT is still the strongest of the tech chip stocks. 137.80 and 142.20. This is the setup for AMAT. I'm actually bullish on this, but I don't want to pay expensive prices. So I want to wait and see if it comes in this area. QCOM. QCOM is managing to hold that 12 EMA. Even if in this negative environment, it's trying to hold it. So I will respect that. And then we have a Fibonacci of 171 as well in between. So this should provide an extremely good support, which it did here, right there. 12 EMA is hovering here, closed here, closed above this line. So this is extremely important area. Yes, Venkat, you can short this at 67.90. Yes. Let me short as well if I can get. I will also plan to short if it comes around 67.90. Okay, so my trade for QCOM is still neutral. Buy around this area. Stop loss is this. Target this and this. I'm neutral on it, so I'm going to change the color as well. Because I'm not extremely bullish on QCOM. BA, I am positive and super positive. Plus, it also has inside day. I would ignore the inside day because inside day previous candle was really big. So any candle which have been there would have been an inside day for BA. BA has bounced and it managed to hold this gap. See the high, come on. The high here was 187.27 and the low here is 188. So the gap of 0.75 roughly dollars is still there. You want to call this as a gap fill, I'm okay with that. If you want to call this still a gap, I'm okay with that. But this is making some serious inroads, and with China news is going to bounce, and it should hold that 195, 196 area. Even on the weekly charts, this is setting up for a morning star. If it breaks above 201, 202 area, this will become massive and your stop loss should be 198.60. It's a potential morning star on the weekly, and potential morning star on the weekly can be really, really good if we have it. So BA plus P morning star PW Morningstar. That's a big. So buy above 202. $198.60. Target will be 213. 33, 218, 91. I'm about 70%. So this is BA for me. I mean, I do not trade based on somebody sell the stocks or not. It's their prerogative, and market just bounced from that area. ES bounced to 4548 again. I doubt that it's gonna fail right now. It's gonna just bounce. It's an opportunity it is giving you to go long. Facebook destroyed everything. See, this was Facebook. It was trying to hold this long-term support line. As it broke, came all the way down. Same thing is setting up for Amazon. If it breaks, it's going to come down. I'm going to take a chance at Facebook because I have a position in March 2022 calls of 350. I'm going to keep a closing stop loss of 305 area. If it holds that, like, then it's okay. If it doesn't, then I'm pretty much done with Facebook. I'm not trading it. So 305 on the long side for Facebook is my stop loss. And I'm calling it neutral. And if it can bounce above like this area, which is the close. So if it closes above, if you get about 310, 30, I will definitely go long on Facebook with a stop loss of 3518. Target of 325. So risk reward is really good in Facebook, but I'm going to give it a neutral view. If it breaks 305 on the closing basis, I'm not trading Facebook for longs. I'm not at all touching it. And in between, futures are moving up and up and up. Then Google. And you must also respect the closings of these levels. Anything which close below this can get really ugly. So my Facebook we saw, now we have Google. Google has a gap on the weeklies, on the daily, and it's support at 2627. If it doesn't hold this 2800 area, the same thing can happen with Google, which happened with Facebook. It's going to come down and come down hard. I don't have any extremely good support. That trend is changing on Google. So in this case, if market has to reverse or it takes the wrong side, I will be shorting Google. I'll be shorting Google with a stop loss of this trend line and this open, which is 2860. So Google, I'm short. 2860 is my stop loss. And my targets is 2750. 2750, yes. That's the target I have. The trend is changed in Google. The green line has crossed below the red line right there. So the trend has changed. So I'll be just shorting this if I have the chance. I will not be shorting this. In all the other cases, like if you look at Amazon, the green line is still up. So I'm taking that positive instance. Apple, the green line is still up. AMD, the green line is still up. Then we had Facebook, it got negative, and that's why I'm just taking the last long here because it is at the support. Okay, so Google is my sell on rise if I get an opportunity. And if it breaks about 28.97 or the crossover happens on the positive side, I'll be out from the shorts. But this will be the stock which I would love to short below 28.48. We can keep the stop loss like as 28.83 just to be on the safer side. Sell in 28.48 to 28.60. Stop loss 28.83. Target says this. So Google is short. Lucid Motors. I'm still like Friday. We were discussing that it came to this area and bounced right from there. So I would love to keep this, that yes, if it can come around 42.67 area, that will be extremely good entry for Lucid Motors. So I would love to have this on the long side still because I'm not short on this. Again, the principle that 12 is above 34. So the trend is still positive for this. So I'm going to hold a long position around 45. It's like 3% down. But if I get an opportunity, I would love to add it around 45. 45 with a stop loss of 43. I would love to do that. And 49.79 and 54.19 is my target. Shopify broke 1420. It's coming right to that area on Friday. It came to 1357, which was like the entire journey. It started from here with a morning star candle, went all to the way to make a new high. Trend is changing in this. It's turning negative. So again, I'll be looking to short this now. I'll be looking to short this below this area. So 1465, 1466, if it comes, I'll be looking to short this with the stop loss of 1493. Shop, I'm short. And this will change if we converge into the red above the green. 1465, 1493. So see, I'm still expecting a bounce towards 1465. It doesn't mean that I'm looking for a play on the higher side, but I'm looking that if it opens around this area, I would love to short this. $14 and $13.57. Neo gave up everything, man. Last time we talked about 38.52 was important. It could not break out of it and see bum. Just with the negative news, it's right there. I am not interested to touch any Chinese stock. So I'm taking it out from my list. Instead, I'm going to bring snow. The snow works for me much better than any other ticker. Guys, give me 1 second. So snow is still doing okay, positive. And this is the stock which I see once again breaking 400. So I'm going to add this on every dip. So this is a morning star, roughly a morning star here. it's holding this support line. So I'm going to keep adding this above 354. If it breaks 354, it's going to go up and test 386, 87 area. So snow, I am positive. Buy above 354. Last time we ran this through 350 to 386, 87. Again, I'm repeating the same thing. It should give us. You just need to have a little patience with snow because it moves really, really big. Guys, give me 1 second. Let me just give me one. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, so snow, I'm much like what if I have to pick anything on the long side, that will be snow. XPV, again a Chinese sticker. I will just get rid of it. I don't want to touch it. Instead, I can do FedEx. Now, FedEx, the trend is still negative, but it closed above that area, 34 EMA, which is 240.84. Right there, if you see 240.84, it closed right on that. That gives me some positive bullishness on FedEx. And if Dow stocks are showing strength, this will move along with Caterpillar, Walmart, UPS. So I'm going to take a trade on FedEx. The stop loss is very confined, 239, and 240.84 can take me towards 250. So FedEx is positive. Buy above two. Again, do not buy FedEx early in the morning because the option spreads are really, really big on FedEx initially. And you may end up buying like too expensive. You can wait for it and it gives you ample opportunity to enter into a stock. It's a slow mover. It will move slowly and steadily, give you reasonable chances to enter into positions. 250.24 and 25 and 254. FedEx is another one. Microsoft, I was short on Friday. I had puts. Microsoft is another one which has lost substantial, and it is like bearish engulfing, a big bearish engulfing. Now it might bounce towards 326, but now 328 has to be broken up for me to give a positive stance on Microsoft. So I'm going to take a short trade on Microsoft. I'll call this short. Sell below 326, which is the 34 EMA, 326.78, or I would say sell near. It's already below. Sell near, stop loss is 328. Target comes to this area, which is 314, 315. Let's say the low of this is 318, 318 and 310. 318 and 3. This area comes around 314.50. I'm doing this short because you need to understand some stocks like Google. The market was weak and they were the weakest, Google and Microsoft. The market was weak. Apple was not that weak. Okay. Market was weak. QCOM was not that weak. That's why I'm just giving them positive or neutral. But these stocks were weak. MU market was weak. MU was not weak as compared relative to the market. I will check Bruno on Lucid Cup and Handle. So MU is the it's showing me bearish engulfing. The entire previous candle has covered up the body here, and on the weekly it's kind of making an evening star. We're at the top. We tested this evening star. If we do not hold 79, then it's gonna fail and the evening star will come into the picture. So I will just try to add around 79.86 with the stop loss of 77. So in case the chip stocks goes down further, I'd love to add this around 79 with a stop loss of 77.77. So I'm still going to call this as neutral because by near 79.86, stop loss 77, target 83.85. Either it breaks above 83.85, then I will be positive, or if it 88.90, or it breaks below 77. If it breaks below 77, I will go negative on this. Again, let me just explain one more time how I trade this. Supposedly Apple is here. Apple opens around 165. Okay. Then there's no place for me to gain. 167 is about $1.3. So I will not trade this. I will leave this. But supposedly it opens below 160 and it's holding it. I will reverse my direction and I will go short. Okay, that's one type of trade. Here Affirm opens around 114. I will go short with the stop loss here. Affirm opens on 93. I will not go short. I will go long because both my targets are achieved. I will reverse my direction. Amazon, if opens around 33.44 and goes below it, I will go short. I will not go long because it is below my stop loss level. AMAT opens around 137.88. I will not trade this. I will only trade if it goes above this. If it goes below 137, I will exit. Or I don't want to short AMAT, so I will exit. QCOM, I will exit. BA, I would love to add if it drops. So similarly, you need to just understand this and use it based on the numbers. Okay, I just want to explain this. Novax. Instead of Novax, I want to include Disney here. Because these bio stocks are very difficult to trade. Disney is trying to make some momentum. It's holding this gap still, which was right here. This gap. This gap is still there. So this gap, if it holds and bounced, that will be extremely positive move on Disney. Disney have a couple of movies coming, Spider-Man. So I'm going to take a risk on Disney and go long here with a target of 150 to 154. I am taking a positive stance on Disney with a stop loss with a target of 150, which is 12 EMA. 1 150, 150.4 and 154.1. 70%. And I'm going to buy this by above this area. By above, stop loss is this 146 or roughly here. 145 is stop loss. 144.95. Buy above 146.80. I'm going to take a positive stance on Disney. Nvidia is coming in a range where if it breaks, it can come down to 289 to 81 area. If it breaks down, it has filled the gap. So if it holds this area, Nvidia trade is really complex. I'll check on PVR. Ready. So Nvidia trade is pretty complex. It has high volatility on its option and they are very expensive. Now, if market has to go down, Nvidia has to go down because it has this gap to fill, which was a recent gap. This gap has to be filled. This gap has to be filled. So if it comes around 314, we can try a shot on this. We can try a shot on this with a stop loss of 320. This closes 319. Yes. So Nvidia, I am short. Sell near 314 if it comes, or if it breaks below 299 or below 299. Stop loss will be, both are sell. Let me just clarify that. I'm going to write both the equations. 319.50 is the stop loss for this one. Target is 289 and 281. Stop loss in case of 299 is 306. Six is an additional target. So this is a trade on Nvidia. Sell on rise. Sharp sell on rise. Google sell on rise. Microsoft sell on rise. AMAT and QCOM is neutral. Last but not the least, we have BA is already like discounted with all the Omicron viruses. Just it has a news of China approving its flagship airplane. If it does, then yes. And in between, futures are already up 45, 55. So if it has to go stronger, I will look for Apple, Amazon, AMD to go long. If it goes down, I will look for these stocks to go down. Tesla might fill the gap. It has this gap. I'll only be positive on Tesla about 1045. It's looking really bad at this time. It has made a M pattern. It's not a double top, but it has made an M for me. So it's coming in this range. If it breaks 1000, it's going down big to 929, in fact 887. This area is going big. So keep an eye on Tesla. For Tesla also, I'm giving two stocks, two trades, one positive and one negative, because Tesla can give some really big moves. Positive on Tesla. Sonia, results do not work for me. I was lucky to have snow, but I'm really bad on ER. My ER trades are really, really bad. But I will just discuss Chewy here. Sell below 1000. Stop loss will be 1045. Target will be 929, 887. It has 50% chance. Like in some trades, I give 60-40, but here it is totally 50-50. Positive above 1045. Stop loss is 1000. And target will be 1090. So it has extreme moves available to it on both long side and short side. I'm not sure where it can go, so I'm just trading both directions. Yeah, he is not finding. He has to find 45.60 on ES. It needs to break 45.60. The levels are there for a reason. They do provide some kind of support or resistance. All right, I'm going to share my Zoom link. So I'll be very, where is the Zoom link? Yeah. I'll be inviting you guys over to Zoom. You can come over and we can have a discussion. Let me just set up. If you want to share your screen, you can share your screen. If you want to discuss, have any questions, you can let me know. So one was PBR. I don't know this ticker. Again, like I do not do all these penny stocks. This is like, I don't know what to say on this. I have no idea about this company. Technically, it's not bullish, not bearish. It's just neutral. This is just what, like HS, you wanted to speak?
Hi, Naval.
Hi.
Question about the short. If you go back to your chart, your where you put all the numbers and everything, and you have a stop loss. How do you set those stop losses with options?
I don't set the stop losses. I just observe the 30-minute candle close. So if I have, for example, Tesla, okay, and it's holding 1000 on the 30-minute. So when I go in the live market, okay, I choose 30 minutes first. Okay. And I try to see if I have a close below the stop loss on 30 minutes.
I see.
One candle, because you might have a spike down and then you have bounce up. Like even on Friday, I was showing that 44.90, 44.95 is an area where it might spike, but if we have a close above it, we will bounce. And we did bounce 34, 40 points from there. So just respect that 30 minutes is an ample time for the market to confirm whether they are right or wrong in our trade, or we have to just hold on to this. Otherwise, 1-2 minutes, you might have a spike in, it takes your stop loss and come back up. you will end up losing.
Okay.
So I have come up to this conclusion. 30 minutes is an ample time. Gives me a clarity. If a stock is holding below 30 minutes for that price, it's time to exit.
So are you setting stop losses, or are you just manually selling the position?
I sell the positions after that.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
And
Thank
this
you,
has
Naval.
saved me a lot. Usually I used to put stop losses, $4, there's a stop. Then I used to put like 310, 320, about 20%. 90% of the times it used to hit. Because even if there was a little flicker in the market, 10 points here and there, my stop loss was gone. And by the next time I look at the screen, my stop loss was gone and the price of the option was still 380, 390. So then I realized, no, I'm doing something wrong. I need to correct that.
Okay, so even if you're looking at your levels and you're 40% down, you still hold it as long as it respects those levels?
Correct. And it has recouped me many times. So I have more confidence in it now.
Okay. Thank you, Naval. Bye.
Yes, doctor.
Hey, Naval, just as a continuation of the same question, this is Praveen. Thank you very much for educating us on your process. On ES, how could you say at the end of the day, if it held 44.95, that it would bounce back? How could you say that?
How could I say that? See, this was the last 30-minute candle. Where it was 44.92. Okay, this was the candle. Look at where it closed, 45.13. It came down, but did not close below that area.
Got it.
That's what I'm saying. Even if I can be wrong, okay? But if I saw, oh, it's down, I may cut my position me is right here. I would have been in loss. Instead, I held my position and then it let me run. Once it crossed 45.19, it went on. And even now, you see, it came here, it held that 12 EMA right now. And then it bounced. It took support of 34, it bounced from there. It's trying to make a bullish engulfing. It's covering this candle totally. So any negative impact which it had, it just brushed it off. So if you had a stop loss right here at 45, 46, you would have already lost and you would have been at the same price which you were like when you were entering the position. So you have to like find a time frame for you. I use 30 minutes and it totally works for me. All right. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
No problems. So then we had PLTR. PLTR stock. I'm totally disappointed in this stock, just to be honest. It had opportunity, extremely good opportunity to break out of this long-term trend line. It failed. It's now taking support of this medium-term or medium support line. It closed below this on the weekly. Looking oversold, my buying towards 20, but 20, 20, 80, but that's about it. It needs much more strength to go higher. As of now, I don't see that in PLTR. Whoever asked this question, that's the PLTR. Disney we discussed. Airlines I'm avoiding because it's totally dependent on the news. So if news comes, this will change all of it. Big, I think somebody on Twitter asked me this, if I remember. I don't know. Justin, yes. Justin asked me on big lots. he had some charts there. Let me just check the charts. No, not here. That's Justin's chart. Let's look at this chart. So he's taking a trend from 73 right here. It's bouncing off this trend line, testing this. This is 1 year. Let me just draw the same, because I didn't have a chart here. But to me, if you look at clearly, this looks like a head and shoulder. If it breaks this, it's going to come down hard. There is a light gap here around 30, 35. So which needs to be filled. Let me just start this from my channel. Let me start from here and then I'll. This is one line. And then if I draw from here, if I draw Fibonacci from here, it's right there. Okay, let me just draw the Fibonacci. It's actually making a morning star right here. So it's definitely showing some strength. Can go towards 49. This area, if it takes out, it can show some extremely good strength. Big lots. Hello.
Hi, this is the guy that asked the question on
Hi,
Twitter.
Justine.
Hi. Okay, good. Thanks for answering the Fib question about big lots.
So it's setting up a morning star right here. The red candle, the green, not dodgy, but still green, and then a green big candle. So it's looking positive, giving me a bull flag. It can hit 49 to 53 as of now for me.
And looks like you've drawn the RAF channel from a bullish lens. I drew it from a bearish lens.
I drew it because like I'm looking at the screen left to right. It's still moving up, like from here to here, it's still up.
And it's right there at that green line support.
Yes.
But you're right. It does look like head and shoulders.
So it's coming to a point where it has an extremely good support. If it breaks this, then it can get ugly, and then all the way here till 30 there is no support where it will fill this gap. If it
Okay.
holds this, there's a potential for a bounce towards 54 area.
Got it. And then what was interesting was that big lots and Dollar General were showing signs of relative strength amongst this market. So I thought that could be some sort of style factor change happening right now into those
Possible.
type of names.
Possible, 100% possible. And look at this. It's going in one direction only, up. So if I draw my regression channel here, from see, I went back all the way to 18 now. 4 years back. And look at this channel. Resistance, resistance, resistance. All the resistance, 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 resistance. Finding support, support, support. So yes, it's perfectly placed. Now I need to do just want to extend it to the right, and I'll take this one because this is the latest where it found the support. Went to 239. Let me just make the numbers correct. Low is 195.76. So let me just click. 195.76. High is 239.35. And low is 238. Yeah. So like at 220, you see at 220 area, it's finding extremely good support. It's finding good support right here, which is 38.2% of Fibonacci. It went down, but managed to come back again, 220. 220 is an extremely good support. It should hit 230 pretty soon. That's Dollar General. Both Dollar General and as well as Big Lots, they're setting up for a move on the higher side.
Got it. And I added one more chart for BA.
BA I already discussed. It's here.
Yeah.
It's looking positive to me because it held that gap right here. This gap, it held that. And when you hold a gap, even after coming down, it shows that yes, it still has some strength left to go up. If this gap was filled, it would have come down further. But it held that gap and it's about $12 up from that point. Now it should hit 2.4 and 2.11 to 18 areas. Let me just check your chart.
So I know you prefer to use fib extensions. I just drew fib lines from that previous area to that lower area.
So
but I was curious, where would you draw the fib extensions for a chart like Boeing? Because it's in this down channel line.
I have to draw the regression channel. I have the fibs from here. Let me just draw the regression channel first.
See how wide that is. I mean, it's
wide. And then I will try this, which I already did, but I will bring it down to now this level. Or I can simply, because I have so many Fibonacci these here, let me remove all this. I have not removed so many drawings from. Let me remove all this. These are all okay. Right, this is done. So let me just.
Yeah, 218 didn't hold. So I think that fib extension is no longer valid, right?
That is correct. So I'm going to take up this one now. I might even retrace it.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Go even backwards. Go down to January 27th. Huh.
I do this sometimes when I don't find anything in the front.
Okay.
And 190, again, the levels are still the same. 190, 222, 242. It's almost on the same range. This is an extremely important area for Boeing. And it covers that gap as well. If it doesn't work, I will come back here and try that. So for me, it's in a very interesting zone right now. If it holds, JV, you want to come on the Zoom and explain what you're saying? It's easier because I don't use a VWAP. It's difficult for me to use VWAP. So 190, I would just treat 190 as my benchmark for longs in BA. I have March positions, which I added at 198. Is that it, Justin, or you have anything else?
No, just thank you very much. I appreciate your time, appreciate your energy and your insights.
No problems. Thank you. Let me just check on Big DG. Do we have any other ticker? Melly? Melly, like I told last time, it can come down in 3 digits. It's almost there. It's almost there. If I will not be surprised if I see 750 on Melly. I will have no surprises. I mean, it's like people bought this just in a hype, and now they're realizing they made a mess. It's a clear double M pattern like Roku, Zoom, all of them have clear M pattern. And now it's going to come down really, really hard. Yes, Xavier, you want to come and speak now?
Can you hear me? I don't even know if my mic's working.
No, you were on mute. Now you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can even share. Let's see, share screen.
Let me just allow you to share the screen. Let me just stop this thing. You can share the screen now.
Okay. Entire screen share. Is it working now?
Yes.
Okay, it's not going to take but 2 seconds. I was just saying to add Confluence to potential support locations for BA. I just noticed that this AVWAP anchored at the lows of the COVID crash, March 2020, that it's actually bounced so far anyway. It's bounced from that here on December 1st. So I'm seeing that in a lot of charts actually. I don't know if it's coincidence or not that a lot of them are bouncing from a COVID low AVWAP right now. I don't know if that's going to hold long term, but maybe you can get a play at least for it to test the 21 EMA, and then maybe it gets rejected, or maybe it comes to the top of the channel. I don't, or this wedge here. I don't know. But it's one more data point to add to your fib lines. And
yep. It looks interesting for me, like on the Boeing, because it has failed so many times, and it's making that descending triangle that if it doesn't bounce from here, it's going to go down maybe back to hundreds. This, you see, there's hardly any volume profile here. The shells are very light here in this case.
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't trade it very much because it always seems, the few times that I've tried, it always seems to fake me out and go the other direction.
Yes, it used to be very good stock until 2018. Like I used to love this. Every time I used to trade, like Nvidia and all these stocks were like, at that time they were not even there in that league. This was the leader of Dow Jones.
Oh,
but not now.
But I think you mentioned that the premiums on this pay well. I mean, scalping this, it's one of those option chains that does pay well.
It pays you well if you enter at the right time on this. Because when it moves, it will give you a gap up of $10 and your options will be massively up. So I try to like take this over the weekend, at least 1-2 lots, in case something comes up positive on it. And especially over this month, China has said that they are already okay with 737 Max updates, they recommended few things. So if they get incorporated, China gives a flag up, this stock will be 300 in a matter of a week.
Oh, wow.
So it's better to invest in this.
Mm-hmm. You're still long term holding something on this, right? I think you said
Yes.
you're long term long.
Yes, I have options.
Yeah. All right, I can stop sharing my screen. I just wanted to show you that AV WAP.
Okay, no problems.
All right, thank you.
All right, and in between, I was talking about ES. It did test that 4560, and again, like look at the 30-minute candle again. It's bouncing right from 34 EMA, but again finding 4560 to be a pain. So I want a substantial closing above 4560. If it does that, that's a thumbs up from me. I'll go long. If it's not able to hold it, I'll wait for 45 50 45 45 just to see if it breaks below, and then I'll go short. So anybody has anything else? I don't see any more tickers. MDB earnings. MDB, like again, all these tickers, like earning wise, I am really bad. I'll cover Chewy, and so it had an issue with 515. It broke that 515. Now it's making a bearish engulfing. It has to fill the gap. It will fill the gap. It can come down to 410. I have no issues it coming down to 410. It can easily come down there. If it bounces, it might bounce up till here. That will become head and shoulders. Again, sell this. This time you see market is giving a thumbs up if you are making really good earnings. If you are missing anything, they are just decimating you. Look at CNM and look at Snow. They both went up and down big. So keep an eye on MongoDB. Right now it's making bearish engulfing, which is not good. Even on the weekly, it had an evening star right there. That was a confirmation. It's a perfect evening star. So if you wanted to short, you would have shorted it around 550, and it's actually giving you almost 100 points from there. That is the power of evening star. Then we have Chewy. Chewy has failed so badly. I don't know what to say. Every time it has earnings, it fails. Like there was a big gap down. Even here, it failed. I've burned myself many times on Chewy. So it's not looking, I would say, extremely good. But it has come to a point where it should bounce from here. Guys, it's all about sharing your charts. It's not about me going through the charts. So like what Justin did was a good job. He shared his chart and we discussed. So if you're not going to share the chart, then there's no point. Because I don't know whether you are doing something or you're just here to just take my views. So we have Chewy. Chewy is gonna hold the space. If it doesn't, 60 is gonna go down more. That is Chewy. Look at Peton. Look at all these companies. Yes, Xavier.
Yeah, I'll share two charts that I just saw. I wasn't ready for sharing, so I'll just share some.
Okay.
If I can.
You can share now because I have to stop.
Okay. Okay. One of these, this is something that Richard Moglen, I think you know who that is. He spoke about the volume on this thing, so I thought it was interesting. A lot of these good traders have been in this. I know maybe it's not one that you trade because you like sticking with the big cap tech and scalping options on those. But nonetheless, I agree with him. I thought it was interesting. I mean, this volume is very noteworthy. I don't know if we can for sure guarantee that this was people. Hey, sorry, right now.
This could be an institutional buying as well,
Could
because
be
this
any.
is massive.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just buying or selling or what, or if it was just, I don't know if it's for sure you can tell it's buying because we ended up green or what, or
Can you
could be an
break
incident.
it down to 30 minutes?
Okay.
Break it down to 30 minutes and let's see where the volume came in. So it was actually big sell.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe it's not. Yeah, towards the end of the day.
It's a big sell and it's making an evening star on the top. So somebody sold huge quantity in last
Maybe,
30 minutes.
So maybe that's not something to look at. I mean, it's been in a downtrend. I mean, bounced off this fib line, which is coincident with. I do see that sometimes. You break out of a pattern like I did here, and it does its thing. I mean, it 42% breakout, and then sometimes I see them come right back down to the same price where it broke out, and then there's another bounce. And I mean, you've already gotten that
You got that
15%,
bounce, yeah.
17% already today, but it got rejected at this volume profile. I mean, this 21 EMA rejected so far. It's over the 50, over the 8, but who knows? I don't trade his name very often. I just know that Richard's talked about it and I saw the volume. Thought maybe there's that one. Chewy, I mean, so I don't trade earnings. Just because I'm fairly new to trading, and they keep telling me that it's kind of a gambling thing to do. You don't know that the chart's not going to help you. But I have seen a lot of my friends lately kind of come up with legitimate strategies or arguments or rationales for why they wanted to short Piton, DocuSign, and Zoom, and a lot of them made a ton of money doing that. And so in that same vein, I mean, I look at those, what is common between all of those stocks? Like those are stocks that went up in valuation a lot because of COVID, during COVID.
Yep.
Maybe their numbers now are coming down because,
People are
the
going
market,
out. Yep.
people are going out and the market's, forward thinking, and it's saying, your time is, we're reopening and we're going to bring your valuations down. Chewy, it kind of, I mean, it behaved the way it behaved because of COVID too. It's a good company, but this run that it had, I mean, it was helped by COVID, and so it's also been treated kind of like COVID stock. Look how it's been has downtrended this year. So I don't know. I think if you want to throw a little bit at it, something that you can lose in earnings, maybe to sometime this week, maybe the market tomorrow opens up green, maybe it tests 68 or whatever, and you can maybe buy a couple of puts for earnings, and if you're comfortable losing it, at least you're buying them green. Maybe you have a chance. I don't know if they'll be filled with IV by then or not. But.
No, that's what I said, that Chewy has been paying every time it comes to earning. It's just giving a good gap down.
Mm-hmm.
So high likely that yes, it bounces from here before the earnings and then give it back everything.
Okay. Then you were already on that then. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for this, Xavier.
Sure.
So you have to go to MTTR. I'll just be wrapping it up in a few minutes. MTTR. MTTR is again a clear evening star. From 29, it's now 25. It can easily come down more. I don't see any good support here. 23, but like it's 261%. I doubt which it will hold. 161 is 19. So it's definitely a case for shorting. Gold is there, like, because gold, I was expecting Bitcoin to show much more downside, but it bounced. AVGO. Wow, I used to see this in hundreds. I've not touched AVGO in like ages. Not even in my watch list. 545, 564. If it breaks, it will go higher. It closed right on the trend line, right there. So till the moment it's holding this trend line, it should be okay. If it loses it, 545. 545, it should not lose. If it loses, I don't see any thing else in AVGO as of now. It should hold this line. If it breaks, it will come down substantially. So 545 is an important support area for AVGO. NEO, like there's no trade on NEO because it is totally based on news in China. So even if it may bounce, it may not bounce. I cannot determine anything on the news. All right, guys, I think we are pretty much done for today. I will post this information on Twitter. You can have a look. In case you have anything, let me know and I will revert. All the very best for tomorrow. Hope you all make good money for you and your family. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.